What is going on YouTube? Z Dragons here with another video for you guys, and in today's video I will be going over all of the cards that you're gonna want to take a look at to include into your blue yellow boa Hancock deck that is being released in OP14. And what I have done here is I have gone through all of the winning deck lists from One Piece top decks and actually just made all these tabs for those cards, and we'll just go over each card individually one at a time and just see whether it's going to be a good time to purchase the cards right now, or maybe if the cards have gone up a little bit too much. And if you guys do enjoy the content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and we do have a goal to reach 100 subscribers. Currently at 63 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed and helped me out. Now let's get on into reviewing the cards, and just a little disclaimer here, I did get all my information from One Piece top decks, so you guys can feel free to check them out, but also that some of the card or some of the winning decks are not going to be from, you know, a big regionals or a big nationals. Some of them can just be from a flagship or, you know, a simple locals happening in the east. So just do take note, as there are some funky cards here. And also OP14 is being released for us in the west on January 16, so we are roughly just a little over 2 weeks before the release. So hopefully you guys see some cards that maybe you're able to purchase right now. The first card here is going to be from OP06, Wings of Captain, Kosuke Hiyori, the 2-cost 2K counter. And we are currently looking right now that the market price of the card is just over $8, which is kind of crazy. And we can see here that back in late November it was just around $2 to $3, and now it's jumped up here to $8. I would suggest holding off from buying this card currently, as I do think there's just some hype going on, and that's the reason why this card's price is so expensive. Next card here is the 6-cost Bartholomew Kuma from OP12. This card is absolutely insane. And we do see here that the market price is $41.55, and it actually has gone through some increases since mid-November, being around $21. I do believe that there is just a lot of hype in regards to the boa, and that's why this is so expensive. So I do think the $41 mark is just going to be too expensive to purchase this card. So this card as well I will hold off on from purchasing. The next card here we have is Charlotte Pudding. Is definitely just a blue staple here, and it is at $1.91, and we do see that Pudding as well has also increased, but I do think $1.91 should be okay to purchase, and you won't feel too bad about if you overpaid a little bit. So I would give this the thumbs up and purchase. Now we have ST17 Boa Hancock blocker, and this card is just insane how it was so cheap back in October, and even, you know, maybe too cheap for being just under $1. And we do see it hovering around the $3 in November, and then climbing up more in December, and now even more here late December, and now it's at $13.75. I would suggest holding off on this, because I do think once OP14 is released and, you know, you give it some time, that hopefully the price can come down on this Boa Hancock blocker. Next here, we have seen some deck lists running the 0-cost yellow event, You're the One Who Should Disappear. And we do see the market price is $1.27, only being just over $1. that's going to be a green light. You guys are good to purchase this card. And next we do have the Slave Arrow. Luckily this card was reprinted in PRBO2, so we are looking at a 12-cent market price. No argument here. You guys are good to buy this card. And now we have Perfume Femur from OP7. And we can see here it is a $3.52 card right now, and it seems to be climbing. Although it is just in a like a regular event, and usually people probably purchase these for $25, $50, $1. The fact that it is $3 does seem a little bit alarming, and maybe it can go up even more. I do think at the $3.50 it is a little high, but I think I could see this card going up to $5, so I would say to purchase this card right now in hopes that it does not go to $5 if BOA is the best deck here in the West. And now we have the 1-cost Otama from OP13. So this just got released, so it is only 28 cents right here. That is going to be perfectly fine to purchase. So green light for me. And now here we have the 2-cost Nojiko. This was also reprinted in PRBO2. So it is going to be a 13-cent card. No argument from me, guys. You're good to purchase this Nojiko. And now an interesting card I have seen some winning BOA deck lists use is this 6-cost Trafalgar Law, which is also a promo. We can just kind of read the card in case some of you guys don't really know what it does. It's a 6-cost, 7,000 power. On play, if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent adds 1 card from their life area to their hand. So here in the 6-card slot for blue-yellow BOA, I think most people are going to be running the Kumas, but because Kuma is just so expensive, this could be a cheaper 6-cost you could run, but it is still going to cost you guys $17. So I think I would suggest running the 6-cost BOA Hancock from OP07, which we will go and review in a short little bit. But if you guys do just prefer to put pressure on your opponent's life and force them to take a card from their life, then you could look to run this card. But still $17 is a little bit expensive. I would personally not purchase this card at this price. And we can move on to the next one. And now we do see the 1-cost event from OP13. If I bow down to power, what's the point in living? Have seen some BOA decks run this, I guess just to stop their opponent from activating blocker while also being a plus 3k counter event. And this card is only going to cost you 14 cents, so it is a green light for me to purchase. And now we do have the OP07 1-cost Sengoku Searcher. This card is currently going for $2.02. As we can see from the graph here that it has increased, but I do think at $2 it is still worth it to purchase if you are planning to run more of the 7 Warlords type build for BOA. So green light from me. And we have seen some BOAs here run the 2-cost Marshall D Teach from starter deck 17 here, which has also been reprinted from PRBO2, so this should be a little bit cheaper. And yep, the market price here is 14 cents, so you guys are good to buy this card right here. And we do see Sables from starter deck 03. This is going to be an older card here. As we can see even here in TCG Player that there is just nobody selling this card currently. And this card's market price is only $1.50 right now. If you can find this card for $1.50, 100% I would purchase this. Maybe it's possible that some sellers are holding out from selling this card currently, as they do expect the price to increase even more to possibly $3, $4, or even $5. But if you can find it for $1.50, please make sure you guys pick up a playset of this. And now we have from OP14 Gum Gum Red Rock. And this card's market price is at $3.35, and we can see from the graph here that it has shot up since early December. But at $3, I think it's still worth to purchase. So I would say to purchase, and you probably only need about 2 or maybe 3 copies of this card. But I always suggest it is good to buy a playset of a card, especially when it's low. So maybe just 2 or 3 for the BOA. I highly doubt BOA run 4. But at $3.35, you guys are good to buy this card. And now we have Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. This card was also reprinted from PRBO2. So this card is currently going for 46 cents. 100% purchase this card if you do feel like you need to run this card in your Boa Hancock deck. And now we have Capone Beige, who was also reprinted from PRB 01. And this is actually the Jolly Roger foil, which seems to be the cheapest I was able to find market price wise. And it's currently going for $1.43, which hopefully you guys do already have your playsets back when it was reprinted in PRB 01 originally. But at $1.43, you should still look to purchase. It just kind of feels a little bit bad because you're mainly just using them as a 2-key counter or hopefully for a lucky trigger off of life. And we have now the 1-cost Gloriosa Grandma Neon from OP07. This card is only going to be 10 cents right here, and it is going to be a top 5 search for an Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type card. And this is not color locked, so you're going to be able to search out even your yellow Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type. So for only 10 cents, I would 100% buy this card for the Boa deck. And here we have from OP13 Boa Marigold, the 5-cost blocker, which allows you to, if your leader is Boa, you can play up to 1 Boa Hancock, which costs 6 or less from your hand. I do like this card because you're going to be able to cheat out the 6-cost Boa or the yellow PRBO2 5-cost Boa with this card. So you get a blocker and you get a powerful Boa. And this card is only going for 10 cents right here, so 100% will look to purchase. And here is that Boa I was just talking about, the 6-cost Boa from OP7. This one lets you stop one of your opponent's characters other than Monkey D. Luffy from attacking. And this card is going for $3.05. So it has increased a little bit, not too much. But as you guys can see here on TCG Player, it is sold out. So if you guys can find this, make sure you do purchase it if you plan on playing Boa and OP14. And very interesting, which I didn't know, was that some Boa deck lists are running this Hina from OP12 3-cost. And it's going to be a 2-key counter, but it also is activating main, you may rest this character and trash 1 card from your hand. Up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 4 or less cannot activate blocker during this turn. So I'm not really sure why you would run this. I do feel like Perfume Femur is just a better card to not, for your opponent not activate blocker. The only reason I can think why a deck would run this is because it's also a 2-key counter. And because you're also resting it, technically you can use it multiple turns, or you can use it multiple times in a game, as long as your opponent doesn't clear it. But yeah, very interesting when I was looking up through the Boa deck list. And this card is only 16 cents, so this is definitely going to be a purchase for me. And here we do have the 1-cost Lilith from OP13. Thankfully this card was just released. Currently the market price for it is 39 cents. Definitely a purchase from me. And we have seen some BOA deck lists running the 5 cost Satori 2k counter, which also has that trigger to play it. And currently it's going for 20 cents, so if you do feel like adding this to your BOA deck, you are definitely okay to purchase. And here we have the OP14 Boa Hancock blocker, back all the way when the game first started here. And we do see here on the graph that it did go up to $1.32. Currently it is at a $1.54 market price. Still a pretty good price. I don't really see too much BOA deck lists running this. However, at $1.54, that is perfectly fine to purchase. And here we have the 7 cost Doflamingo from STO3, and another card that we can see has no listings, but the market price is only $3.15. So I do think at $3 that is okay to purchase for an OP01 super rare, but I do believe it is also, a lot of these OP01 cards are gonna get rotated out as well, so we don't really know what's gonna happen once rotations happen, but if you want to play the BOA deck on release January 16 at $3, if you do feel like including this card, that is okay by me to purchase. And here we have the STO3 3 cost Boa Hancock blocker, and this market price right here at 10 cents, you guys are good to purchase. And now a very interesting card which I did not expect to see was someone running this 7 cost Charlotte Linlin in blue yellow Boa Hancock, and currently this card is only going for $2.93. I do remember when this card was going as high as like $25, so at $2.93 this feels like a steal compared to when I was first starting the game. So absolutely, you guys are good to purchase this. And here we have the OP13 Kozuki Hiyori, the 4 cost blocker, and this card is currently going for only 21 cents right here. You guys are good to purchase. Alright, and here we have the PRBO2 5 cost Boa Hancock, and currently the market price for it is $9.33. Unfortunately, it's just like a PRBO2 card, super rare especially, so at this price I feel like you just have to kind of bite the bullet if you do plan on running this in your Boa Hancock deck list. But it does suck, unfortunately. But I think this is a buy for me, but I don't really think it's a need to buy for the deck. And the last card we'll be going over is the PRB02 Marco. This is just one of the best blue cards in the game, and currently it is going for $14.60. But we can see up here it was as high as 27, and then kind of coming down here, bouncing between 16, 17, then rose a little bit to 18, and now it's kind of here at a low at 14. Haven't seen a lot of Boa decks run this, but just being one of the best blue cards in the game, I do think here at the low that I would purchase this card if you guys don't already have it. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you guys like this kind of new change of content. Just trying a little bit of everything, seeing what you guys like, what you guys dislike. And I do plan on doing the other 6 leaders from OP14, so make sure to look out for that. And if you guys once again did enjoy the content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and help me reach my goal to reaching 100 subscribers. I'll see you guys at the next video. Peace.